Throw my tears to the sky, hope my time is an angel. This shit gets so painful. I don't know why I'm feeling low. I don't know where I went so wrong. I throw my tears to the sky, hope my time is an angel. This shit gets so painful. I don't know why I'm feeling low. I don't know where I went so wrong.
Last summer at Wave Runners Bash Bartlesville, one performer didn't just rock the stage, he took control of the crowd. The Crowd Reaction Championship isn't decided by judges, critics, or a panel. It's decided by pure noise from the audience. Whoever gets the loudest response walks away with gold. That night, RNO Flow brought the energy, the performance, and the crowd went wild in response, earning him the Wave Runners Bash Crowd Reaction Championship belt. Now, the champion is headed to Victoria, Texas this June. And the question is simple. Can RNO Flow keep the crowd louder than anyone else and defend his title? Or will somebody steal the reaction and take the belt? Before the showdown, we're sitting down with the champ himself to talk about that unforgettable night in Bartlesville, the pressure of carrying the belt, and what he is bringing to Texas. This is the Wave Runners Bash Championship interview of the one and only, the People's Champ, RNO Flow. Man. So I've been trying to do this interview forever, but life happens, you know what I mean? But yeah, we had the bash last summer in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And you brought it, bro.
Yes,
like you just killed it every time you stepped the stage, man. It was just crazy. So first off, man, let's go ahead and give you the congratulations on becoming the Wave Runners Bash Crowd Reaction Champion. What was going through your mind when you realized the crowd reaction put you on top of that night?
Shit, I was just turned. Yeah. I was live, you know. It was a good feeling. It was different seeing everybody support, you know. It was a good feeling. Couldn't live without the crowd, obviously. So
right,
yeah, to take the champ, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy because, you know, I mean, it's kind of your hometown, but not really. I mean, right. You know, Coffeyville, Kansas is southeast Kansas, and then you had Oklahoma, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, which is about 45 minutes away. So it's kind of your home crowd. But we did have some artists that were from Oklahoma, and even one that was from Bartlesville. Yeah. And for you to be able to control the crowd, even with that, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like you definitely are a fan favorite. At Wave Runners Bash Bartlesville, man, the championship wasn't decided by judges. It was decided by the crowd's energy. What do you think it was about your performance that connected with the audience more than anyone else's?
I think it's because I interact with the crowd, you know. Right. I go straight to the crowd. If you ain't gonna say, if you're not paying attention, I'm gonna walk and make you pay attention. Right. I'll come straight to your face with the mic. So I feel like that's probably what it is, you know. Yeah. I like to get to the people. Yeah,
for sure, man. For people who weren't there last summer, how would you describe the atmosphere that night in Bartlesville?
It's hard to describe. You know, if you wasn't there, then you can't really get a picture. But it's great, almost like we're doing big things at big venues. You know,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
hard
a fact.
To describe. If you wasn't there, you know what I mean. You just gotta be there.
That is a fact.
That one.
Yeah, that is a fact, man. That's crazy that you said that, because that's how I feel. Anytime anybody asks me about it, how'd the show go? How'd it go? I'm like, man, you can't, like, unless you're there live, like you can't describe it.
We can tell you all these people's lit, raising their hand. You know, they was in the front of the stage going crazy, but you got to be there to feel that one.
Yep. Yeah, especially when it came to the last part, man, and you got half of the crowd chanting GTI, you got half the crowd chanting RNO, man. It was just
that was crazy.
Incredible, bro. So when you heard the crowd responding louder and louder during your set, did you know in that moment that you would be walking away with that belt?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, I knew. After it was either I figured it was gonna be me or Pedro. So I've seen after he took out and whatever, and every single song, every single rep or whatever you want to call it, it was louder and louder and louder. So I was like, yeah, I got it. Made me turn up and go harder.
Yeah.
I for sure knew it.
Yeah, it's funny. My daughter was just walking through here and was talking about how quiet you were in the house, and I said that it is crazy because if you know Flo, he is so quiet for the most part in just everyday life, but when you get on that stage, man, it's like you have a switch you can turn on, and it turns into something crazy. Yeah. The Crowd Reaction Champion is a unique title because it is directly earned directly from the fans. What does that make this champion mean to you personally?
It mean the world, knowing that, we got the people behind me. Support, like I said, support don't cost nothing, so when you got it, it's real. So, it mean the world.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also cool, man. I think it means a lot too because we started this in Coffeyville for the Wave Runners Bash the first year, and we had your brother who passed, Q Dolo, man, and he was on, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to bring something for the crowd, and we had talked about it. We was going to do the championship belt. He was super excited about performing at the one in Bartlesville too. Unfortunately, it never happened. So to see you take home that title, knowing how close you were to Q Dolo, man, that shit meant more than anybody can imagine, man. Super cool for me to see. Now you're heading to Victoria, Texas, this June to defend the title, or at least I assume you're headed to Texas.
For sure.
You're here to defend the title. How does it feel going into another city? Not only just another city, but a whole nother state as the champion with something to prove?
It's lit because we're going to a different state, different people, different crowd. It's going to be a little bit of exposure. Get my name out there in a different state. So, but coming as a champion, I'm going to try to leave as a champion. So I'm going to make them people feel me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be nothing different. I'm just going to go harder.
Yes, sir. And it's cool because we're going to, Victoria, Texas, which is real close to Houston. So you got that. There's a lot of Texas flavor in hip hop and in the music industry right now, especially in the Houston area. So this is definitely going to be dope, man.
Yeah.
Do you approach a performance differently when you are defending a title like this, or is it the same mindset that you just know normally when you do a performance?
I definitely go in there with a different mindset. You gotta come stronger every time. So the same ain't never gonna work for me. So I'm definitely going in there with a different mindset.
Yeah. The crowd in Texas is going to have to say. What am I saying? Hold on. The crowd in Texas is going to have to say in whether you keep the belt or it goes to somebody else. What should they expect from RNO Flo when you step on that stage in Texas?
Just expect some great vibes, some heat. I'm coming with different, so I'm not gonna come bring the hoes, different little songs and stuff. You never know what to expect though when it's Flo. So
That's a fact.
You just gotta go with the flow and see what I'm bringing, man. I don't know. We gonna see. It's gonna be
That's a fact.
Anyway,
he said, "Go with the flow, no pun intended." You know what I'm saying?
not at all.
It's true though, man, because you really can't. You really don't know what to expect, man. Flo can bring you, some gritty, hardcore shit. At the same time, he come in and sing and get the ladies feeling a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's definitely a thing where you don't know what to expect. Is there anyone that you are hoping to see step up and challenge you for the crown in Texas?
Well, Tony Rhymes is gonna be the challenge there.
Yeah.
My boy swagged out. That's his stake, so we gonna see what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Super ready. Shout out to him.
Hell yeah. It is gonna be crazy, man, because that is his state. But man, like I said before, it's something about your delivery though, and just your vibe in general, your aura that just really grabs on hold of people. And I think it's gonna be a tough one, bro.
It is.
Like it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, if they want the belt, they gotta work for it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Man, even, in Bartlesville was even crazy too, though, because you had, it was like you would win by like 1 point.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
Right.
Looking at the thing, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it was crazy to see you guys. And what was cool is, like I said, you got GTI and then you got RNO, and it's just to see that competition and to see it go so close was intense. Being champion means everyone is going to try to outshine you. Do you feel the pressure, or does it motivate you?
All motivation, yeah. It's all motivation. Ain't no pressure to it.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it might be a little pressure, but it just turns straight to motivation.
Yeah, that pressure that creates some diamonds, man.
Yeah.
Since winning the belt, man, how has the reaction from fans and other performers been towards you?
It all got, a little bit. It got at first it was iffy, slow support, but ever since then, it's coming up strong, slowly but surely. Yeah. Shout out to the people.
Right on. That's what he's the people's champ, man. That's what it is. What does holding the championship belt represent for you as an artist?
Just show all the hard work. So shit, I'm champion. That's what it mean to me. Just show I'm him.
Yeah.
I take it.
Yeah. That's what my boys, the kids. I always say what's what the kids say, man. That's what they always tell me. You ain't him. Hell no, because he got the championship title. So nah, I ain't him. If the crowd in Victoria is louder than Bartlesville, how wild do you think that moment could get?
It's gonna be super wild. You know what I mean? Ain't been too many places where you hear a lot of that shit. So hella loud. I'm probably just gonna turn up. Lucky I'm big. I fuck around jumping stage, jumping to the crowd off the stage. Yeah, I'm a little bit too big for that.
Hell yeah. You might be taking some people out, whatever. Yeah, man. Bartlesville was wild. The crowd was crazy. The only thing I didn't like about the Bartlesville show was it was so the event area was so spread out.
Yep.
That there was a lot of people there, but if we'd had that same crowd at the very first Wave Runners, that shit had been packed out.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that was a big wide open ass venue. So all open.
Yeah. But right there at the end, at the when you and GTI Sticks went head to head for the title, and everybody got real close to the stage and shit.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell, man. And a lot of people had already left at that point. Some of the fans and shit. So, you know what I mean? Like that venue would have been, that energy in a smaller venue would have been crazy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Real crazy.
Where was I at? If someone has never seen RNO Flow perform live, how would you describe the experience in 3 words?
In 3 words, it's a good question. I don't know. I know for sure live. I'm live as hell, but
yeah. I would say straight fucking amazing.
Yeah, straight fucking lit, huh?
Yeah. Hey, look, we got some energy drinks. We ain't getting sponsored by you guys, so we can't be letting them. Final question, man, and then we'll talk a little bit. But final question: when the crowd noise settles in June in Victoria, do you think RNO Flow is walking out crowd reaction champion?
Yeah, for sure. I say for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's gonna have to be. It's gonna take a lot to take the back from me, bro.
That's a fact.
The crowd feel me.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, man. That's what. Like I said, man. It's your performances. Like I can't even. Like we talked about earlier, I just can't describe it unless you are not. I mean, if you're there live, then you can understand. But if you wasn't there live to catch RNO Flow do his thing on a stage, you'll never understand. And I can't describe it. It's like a drug, man, that you can't get anywhere. Like you can talk to all the plugs you want, you can talk to all the pushes you want, but you ain't never gonna get that drug, man, unless you go and watch it perform live. So do you have anything you would like to say to any of the opponents that will be trying to take that title, man?
It's just a big ass good luck, man. It's about that. Good luck, man.
Hell yeah.
That's all I can say to you.
Hell yeah. Any thanks or any shout outs you want to give or any of that?
Shout out to, Wave Runners all the way. Without this shit, bro, without you for sure, man, it wouldn't even be possible. So big shout out to them.
Yeah.
And shout out Q Dolo, long live Q.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm glad that you came through, man. Like I said, I've been trying to do this. I know I hadn't really reached out to you much, but I've been wanting to do it since we did the show in Bartlesville. But then, like I said, everything else happened. And but yeah, man, I'm glad that we was able to do it. Sit down and had a conversation and do a little interview because when we did the interview before we had that show, and I said, if you win that championship title, man, I'm gonna have to have you come back so that we can talk about it. And we finally got to do that, man. So I'm excited about it. And like I said, man, I can't wait till June to see you on the stage again and to see you do it in Texas. When you, like I said, man, that's Houston area. Victoria, man, that's a big thing in the hip hop industry right now. So can't wait, bro. Can't wait.
It's gonna be live. I'm ready to get an extra show.
Hell yeah. And Tony, me and Tony have talked, man. He's been the main guy trying to put this together in Texas. That is his area. Yep. I'm pretty excited, man. I haven't announced it yet, and I'm not gonna announce it here. I might tell you after the show because you're the champ, but I am pretty excited because Tony is working on something right now, man, and if it all goes good, it's gonna be an incredible deal, not only for the fans but for the artists too, to be able to network and shit. So there's something that is in the process of being worked out, man, that can be pretty freaking amazing. So just stay tuned, and hopefully I can drop that out, pretty soon. Anyways, bro, appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir. Always.
And man, I can't wait, bro. I just can't wait.
I'm aggravated, got a lot so wrong, but I can't never change it. Dreams of becoming famous, pray to God that I could meet them stages. Past is starting to eat at me. Lately I don't wanna get up, stormy days with energy. I'm praying just to keep my head up. Damn, it's like I envy me. I love myself that more than ever. Thought that it was clever, quitting job, that shit just made it wetter. Back to square one, knocked off my feet, man, I can't fucking handle. Could this be me, man, is this me? Do it really get better? Who knows? I'm sleeping back at who's home, treated like the new